Dasha, welcome to Lensa Q&A.
Hi, Brad. Thank you so much for having me.
I wanted to start out by asking you, what challenges do recent graduates and college students face on the job market, and how can they overcome those challenges?
Yes, of course. So, some challenges I feel that students face are definitely poor interview skills. They really don't have the ability to learn how to prep correctly for interviews. So, when they go into a job after they graduate, they kind of, I would say like 95% of people flunk that because of poor interview skills. Also, unrealistic expectations and lack of clear direction. A lot of the times, students don't really know what to look for or how to search for a job. So they're kind of flustered when they graduate. They don't know where to go or where to start. So I think those are definitely some unique challenges that they face.
What do you tell students who want to follow their passion but also expect, a six-figure starting salary?
Oh, that's my favorite question. um, well, first I'm honest with them and I tell them that that's not realistic. Um, but I do also encourage them to research and look at particular sites like LinkedIn. They have a really great place to really understand what they could be making in a starting role. And I also tell them that they can get to that salary, but it's going to take some hard work. It's going to take them, being a dedicated employee and showing up every day and doing the best that they can to get there.
Great. What are your top three job interview tips for recent college graduates?
I would say that the very first one is not to be late. um, and then I think that the other one is to do your research beforehand. It's really important for students to explore the company page that they're interviewing for, and also to review the job description and really be prepared to correlate the responsibilities of that job description to the interview. And also, I think that the last thing that I think is super, super important is to ask questions during the interview. Because if students go in and they kind of just go through the interview, not asking any questions, they're not going to understand what the job actually entails. So I always encourage them to talk about, ask about the day to day, what the culture is like, what type of diversity the company has. And that way they'll really understand if they will love doing the job. Because a lot of the times they go in, they just take the job, and then they're miserable for the next 3 years. And then they leave and they look really jumpy on their resume.
What services do you offer as a career coach that are missing from the universities?
I think that what I offer is connection and friendship. I don't just go in and talk to students for 40 minutes about what they would like to do with their life. I learn about them. I get to know them. I ask them what they enjoy doing, what hobbies they have, because that is going to allow me to understand what it is they will enjoy doing in the job. So I think that's the number one thing that I offer. And I'm not afraid to jump on as many video calls as I need to learn about them and to make them feel like they can trust me with their path.
So if you were to fast forward 15 years, where would you want college students to be with regard to their careers?
I think that I would definitely want them to be in a space where they feel like they're not wasting their time. I want them to be in a job that they actually enjoy doing and a job that gives them the growth that they need. And I definitely don't want them to feel like they wasted 5 years and then they need to go on to the next job and they're feeling lost and a little bit anxious about it. So I think that's what I definitely would love to see in the next 15 years.
That ties me in really well with our last question. What inspired you to start the Give Help Foundation?
I think that what inspired me to start the Give Help Foundation were actually two things. So I came here when I was 3 from Russia. So I came here with my mom, and we're immigrants. So I was never taught to kind of go in and utilize my resources. So even throughout junior high school, and college, I was kind of on my own. So I didn't really know that I can ask questions, that I had these resources, and that I could talk to someone about it, that there was even a career coach, right? So my first degree was actually in childhood education. And I thought that I wanted to teach forever. I wanted to be a teacher. And then I slowly realized that 4 years in, I wasn't enjoying anything that I was doing. And so if I would have had the proper guidance to understand that earlier, or to at least understand that I can explore and figure out maybe a light internship here and there to see what that career path was really about, I wouldn't have to go back and get another degree in a different major and, waste a lot of money and a lot of time doing so. And then I think the other thing is, it was recruitment. I came across a lot of students over the last 7.5 years that were extremely lost. They didn't have any clue in regards to resume editing, interviews, how to really sell their experience or internship experience. And so I felt like I really had to pay it forward and help as best I could.
Where can people find you if they want to learn more?
Sure. Well, first, you can definitely find me on Instagram. Definitely a popular platform. You can go to givehelp_foundation, pretty simple, or you can go to givehelp.com. It's also tied to dashachats.com as well.
Okay. Dasha, thank you so much for being on Lensa Q&A. It was really, really interesting.
Thank you so much, Brad. I appreciate it.